Test, test. Test, test, test. 20 seconds. 20 seconds, 20 seconds. 10. 5, 4, 3, 2. Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode, I don't know, 18, I think. Something like that. Fortis Live.
Do we have to keep up with the numbers? Why can't we just say we're here?
Yeah, we can do that.
We're happy to be here.
We're very happy to be here.
Okay.
Anyhow, today we got a couple things that we're going to talk about. Actually, a handful of stuff we're going to talk about. Hopefully the show ain't going to go very long. We've got, because we have a lot of stuff to do this afternoon. But we're going to talk about two House bills that were actually supposed to be voted on yesterday, Wednesday. They ended up postponing them, so I think they're doing a vote on them today. They're going to look at them, kind of go from there, which is federal, on the federal end of it, H.R. 8 and H.R. 1446, which H.R. 8, they're both dealing with background checks. And then on the Texas side of it, we've got House Bill 1238, which deals with constitutional carry. Some people say that's what they call it, constitutional carry. So before we get started, if you haven't seen our past video or our past live episodes, I'm just going to quickly tell you who we are, what we do, what Fortis is, and how this deal evolved. So real quick, first of all, I'm Kevin, and my co-host and my beautiful wife, Angela.
Hi.
We started Fortis Defense, I guess, about 6-7 years ago, something like that.
Feels like it, yeah.
Yeah, a little while back. Built a gun range, started teaching license to carry, and then things kind of evolved from
Hold
that.
on. Wait. Okay. So I know you said that you were going to go over Fortis and what we do, but I really feel like it just thought bubble. Maybe this would be a good opportunity to explain how we got here. I mean, you weren't just a guy who woke up and said, hey, I like guns. I want to do this. So we were we were discussing. He wanted to do something. He was retiring from the military, and it was coming up, and this was a passion and something they did well. And so it's like, hey, I kind of want to do this, and we started playing around with a name, and here we are. But maybe you should give everybody a little bit of bio about you, just real short. I mean,
Okay.
that way they know that you're not just some dude that likes guns.
Military. Graduated from Longview High School in '97. I went active duty right after. 10 years active duty, canine cop. Did the whole dog team deal, canine thing. Loved it. Awesome time. Did a lot of cool stuff. A lot of stuff that most people don't get to do. Worked with a lot of cool, pretty legit people. I'd never call myself an operator by any means, but just doing what we did get to work with some pretty high speed guys, some small units and stuff like that. Deploy them. My 10-year mark, got out of active duty, cross-trained into combat arms, into the reserves. So taught weapons and training for the last 11 years of my military career, and retired January 16th of 2019, so 21 years.
Seems like yesterday. I guess I didn't realize it's been almost, it's been a while.
It's been a while, and I actually tried to go back in. Yeah.
I'm so glad that was a fail. I'm
was,
sorry, but
well, we had some stuff. In that time, I went to work for the railroad, became an engineer, blah, blah, blah. They furloughed us, so kind of looking back for insurance, it kind of made sense just to go right back to the military to get TRICARE insurance. So went through the whole MEPS thing again, like I did when I very first went in, and it was kind of cool because it was kind of odd, I guess, because here I am, fat dad bod, and I'm in MEPS with a bunch of 17, 18, 19-year-old kids doing the duck walk.
With a PlayStation in their bag.
Yes, and they all brought PlayStations to MEPS. But yeah, so it was crazy time. But doing what I did there, it was just natural for us to build a gun range. We have the only gun range in Gilmer. We are open to the public. It's by appointment only. $15 an hour per person.
You have the whole gun range.
Yes. So it's not like multiple lanes. You have multiple people out there shooting. No, when you pay $15 an hour, you have the whole gun range.
All of it. Paper targets.
Yourself.
Yeah, reactive targets.
Yep, reactive steel, paper. You can sight in up to 100 yards. You can do move and shoot.
9-hole platform.
Yeah, we have quite a bit of stuff for your convenience. We have a lot of people that rent the range, but like I said, it's by appointment only. When it's by appointment, again, you have the whole thing. You don't have a bunch of people out there shooting on top of you like you do at an indoor range or some of the other outdoor gun ranges. So,
and you can book the range and then call Kevin for any help that you may need. Like we have a lot of people that come out to shoot and they realize like either it's their first time or they haven't shot in years, or maybe they shot with their dad when they were a teenager and now they want to carry a weapon, and they realize that they may not feel safe and secure. And at that point, they usually call them and go, "Hey, can I come back out and maybe get a little trainer time?" So it helps that he's available. But that's how we got here.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin wanted to do this, and
it's a passion, teaching guns. I love teaching it.
I've been trying very hard to support him.
I like seeing the light bulb go off in people's head. Once they get it and they learn how to actually look at their sights, I guess.
Well, he had taught me how to shoot.
So yeah. Okay, so we do that. We offer multiple courses. We do everything from advanced weapons and tactics, vehicle courses. We do low light courses. We do. We've got some stuff coming up that I'll show you on the screen, and I'll actually let Angela kind of go through them and yeah. So here we go. Boom.
Okay, so on March 14th, we have a basic land navigation course. That is a 1 day course. March 20th, it is the Hunter's Education Train the Trainer. Now, remember, that doesn't mean that you can come and get your Hunter's Education certificate. Is that what you call that? A certificate?
Correct. Yeah, that's not just the basic hunter's education course. It's a train the trainer. So if you want to be a hunter's education
Trainer.
instructor,
Yeah.
that's what this course is.
And then actually, once we complete that, I believe we will be a location for training Hunter's Education after
Correct.
that. So
Yes.
that's another notch right there.
Another tool in the tool bag.
That's pretty cool. I mean, it makes us a little more versatile. And then also on the 20th and the 21st of March from 10 to 4 p.m., 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., 2 days in a row. It's a 2-day class. It's women's self-defense course. This is a really cool course. I will be there, God willing. And what it is, it's full contact, pretty much teach you how to get out of a bad situation. If you don't have anything else if you can't defend yourself with anything else, we're going to teach you how to use your hands to maybe buy you a little time if you get in a bad way. It is not, this is not a full-on martial arts course. What this is 2 days of giving you what I would call life-saving skills, because if you're in a dark parking lot, if you're carrying money, if you get robbed, if you're at a fair, if you're at the mall, I mean, there's many ways to become a soft target for somebody who's looking for somebody to rob, rape, kidnap. This could buy you a few minutes that gets you out of a bad situation. It's worth the time, I believe.
Before you move on, this course is taught by our combatives instructor, Michael Thompson.
Mm-hmm.
Prior military. It is the Krav Maga style fighting technique, and it teaches you the basic are the most common types of attacks, especially on women. It teaches you how to fight against them if your weapon is not an option right off the bat. So there's a lot of information in this course. It's a 2-day course. Like Angela said, it's a full contact course. We don't do the masks, but you can rest assured the facility that we use is the Salon Soleil, the 24-hour fitness center here in Gilmer. They sanitize it. We sanitize it. So it is a safe area to train in for full contact. And one of the things I need to add to that is if you do plan on taking that course, which we only have a few seats left, we limit it to 10 people for obvious reasons. You are doing it on padded mats and everything, but if you have long fingernails, you need to cut your fingernails. That is it's a safety deal. So if you've got the long 1-inch spikes, eagle talons on your fingers, those need to be cut. It's a safety issue. You can tear the mat. You can gouge someone's eye out.
If you have eagle talons, I don't think you need this course.
True.
Anyway, so like you said, it's full contact, but I also want to say, and I've been through a few of these classes. I've learned. I'm very familiar with some of these moves. I do think that's not just about learning how to physically respond. I think it teaches you how to think a little different about maybe it changes your confidence level. It makes you more aware. And I think it teaches you how to be prepared. I think it's a mindset. So it's kind of an all-in-one, but it's very good. It's physical, so it's good for you anyway. If you can always pick up and take another course going down the road, more advanced. But it's really great. I think all young people should know it. Boys, girls. I think everybody that's in a situation where they could be vulnerable, because we know that our children are very vulnerable more than ever right now in this world. So this is a women's self-defense course. I'd love to see one that we could do for children, like maybe like 10 to 14, boys and girls. And just because I think it's necessary to protect our children. But sorry, I got a little off on that. The March 10th and 11th Advanced Land Nav course, that's a 2-day course. The upcoming license to carry qualifications that's going to be your range quals. Those are March 13th, March 27th, In April, we have the 10th and the 24th. Traditionally, it's every other Saturday. And those start at 8 a.m. and they are open roll calls. What that means is you show up at the range at 8 in the morning. You don't have to tell anybody you're coming. You don't have to do anything other than show up, bring your gun, your ammo. That's all you need. And your certificate, of course. But
Right.
it's an open call. So that's what I've got.
Awesome. Yep, I think that's the courses. Is there anything that I'm forgetting on that?
I don't know. Is there?
I don't know. That's why I'm asking you.
Well, you got to,
Okay, I think that's all that we have for the courses, but we offer a lot of stuff. We offer gun cleaning out here.
Oh, yeah.
bring
I'm so
your-
glad you said that. Because people don't know. Like a lot of, okay, so I'm not jamming anybody up here. Okay, I am. There's those of you who say, I clean my weapon. And you didn't.
Hmm.
And that's going to cause a problem.
Yep.
Because I'm lucky that I'm married to him and he can clean it for me. Although I know how. I have done it successfully. I have images to prove it. But gun cleaning, it's a major deal nobody thinks about.
Yeah, so we do. We offer gun cleaning for pistol or any gun you've got. And when we do the cleaning on them, it's not just we're taking apart, wiping them down. We deep clean them. We put them in a ultrasonic machine, so it deep cleans it. It basically makes your gun new again. So
How much does it cost?
handguns are $35, and rifles, ARs, whatever it is, hunting rifles are $45.
Okay, and we
And it's
do
a deep
offer, you sight in scopes?
We do, yes, for hunters or anybody that needs their or scopes or anything like that. We sight them in. We can bore sight them, or one of the most common that our safe is kind of full of is people actually want us to shoot the gun for them. Sight it in, shoot it. They typically want me to sight it into 100 yards, so you leave ammunition for it. Typically, 20 rounds, because sometimes we get some that they just put a scope on and it's never been shot before. So
Way off.
Like feet off.
We had one time that was like 3 feet off.
Yeah,
It was bad.
almost going over the berm. So, but yeah, we do that. We
Minor repair. We do minor
yes,
repair. We don't even
we
talk
do.
about that much, but we do.
Yeah, we do minor gunsmithing.
I say
like
we, I mean he.
I don't mill anything like that, but we do minor gunsmithing. Fix broken things on, figure out what's wrong with your guns and whatever the case may be. Now something brand new.
Do we want to talk about this now or at the end?
No, I got to bring it up right now because I'll
Okay.
forget it.
Because we've been avoiding talking about this.
Okay, something brand new.
It's like a new baby.
that we have ordered. We're just waiting on it to arrive. We are going to we are getting into laser engraving.
Yeah.
Now, by laser engraving, this isn't the type of laser you see like it's on Amazon or something like that. It's an industrial laser, commercial. We will begin engraving frames, gun frames. That's the whole reason I got into it, is to engrave gun frames. But that's the main focus on it. With that being said, we'll be able to do engrave other stuff, as we figure it out. Tumblers, pictures. I mean,
Yeah, we're focusing on frames though.
the sky's the limit on it. But
Gun parts. I cannot wait.
gun parts, gun frames. You want something cool, some kind of cool picture, some kind of
Customized etching. It's awesome. Awesome.
Yeah, it's legit. So we're gonna start offering that once that comes in, and we get everything set up for it. There was something else that I needed to talk about. There's something else I needed to say on that.
I don't know.
If it comes to me, I'll think about it. But anyhow, that's who we are. We do a whole lot of stuff out here. Whole lot of stuff. A lot of people don't know that we're around just because we don't advertise a whole lot. Our license to carry course is online, so you can do it all on your phone. All that good jazz. Is there anything I'm forgetting before we talk about what we're actually going to talk about today?
I don't think so, but I'm very ADHD, so if it comes up, I'll just squirrel.
Okay. We didn't do last Thursday's show because I was on the road. I was in Utah. We were transporting horses to a lady up in Utah. So I was on a road trip. That's why we did. That's why we're not here
Yes.
last Thursday. Also, something else to keep in mind: we are always looking for sponsors of the show. If you have a product, something with our industry or whatever the case may be, you'd like for us to advertise it for you, or talk about it, or just advertise your company. We have different packages that we offer for that, so we are looking for sponsors. Okay, with that being said, let's get on.
Are you going to talk about 1238?
No, we're going to talk about the two federal bills first. Okay, so two bills were introduced, I believe March 1st time frame, if I'm not mistaken. The first one is H.R. 8. This is on the federal level. H.R. 8 and then H.R. 1446. Both of these deal with background checks.
Yeah.
Both of them are dealing with background checks. Now,
8 is basically, to wrap it up, it's pretty much they're trying to get rid of the ability for private sales without a background check, pretty much. So H.R. 8, so-called universal background checks. All gun purchasers at a retail store must go through a background check. In the case of an online purchase, the online vendor sends the person to a licensed FFL, which would be us, right?
yes.
But if you're buying one at a gun show, police are present to do a background check.
Well, it's the police aren't the law enforcement's not the one that does the background checks at gun shows.
It says police are present at gun shows to do background checks.
Is that saying that they're currently?
No, this is it's basically the reincarnation of the last time they tried to push through background checks. But that's part of this verbiage I'm reading here. I mean, it's nothing more than an attempt to end the private sale of firearms because they're trying to push background checks on every single transfer.
Correct. So the way it works now,
except for the relatives.
Right. So the way it works now, and I've got the bill up here on the screen. I think the bill's like 6 pages long, but this is it right here. The 117th Congress, the first session, introduced March the 1st. They were, like I said, they were supposed to vote on this stuff yesterday, because Monday, Biden put out a statement pressuring Congress to pass basically additional gun bills. Voted on, it was supposed to be voted on the 10th, which was yesterday. And if you look this stuff up, and I'll try to post links to this stuff once we're done with the show. But if you look this stuff up, you can see that it was actually postponed yesterday, and it's supposed to be voted on today. So I haven't looked back in there to see what it was or see what they've come up with or anything like that. But okay, so the way it originally worked to buy guns was at a gun show. You go to a gun show. If somebody was walking around out in the parking lot or something like that, then you saw a gun that they were offering. You could buy it from them. There is no legal paperwork that you have to do to transfer a gun into somebody else's name for that. So, at least here in Texas. So, if you're in the gun show, you're in the physical building, and this is what a lot of people don't understand because, let me tell you something real quick. I'm about to get on a soapbox. There's so many people that believe everything that they see or that they read on the internet or on Facebook or whatever the case may be. You know what? If you're going to believe, and then they'll turn around, they'll knock somebody for not believing it. Well, it's there, so it has to be, right?
Are we on camera or is that?
No, we're on camera.
Okay, I'm trying to control my facial expression.
So, if you're going to believe everything that you see and read, you need to start reading your Bible. There. I dropped it. I dropped the mic on that. Because so many people are quick. So many people are quick to say, "Don't believe everything that you see or you read or blah 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 blah." But then they'll knock you for not reading it, for not believing it. You need to read your Bible. People knock you for not believing the Bible, or they knock you, oh, that stuff's not true. That stuff's not true. Well, why would you believe it just because it's on Facebook, but you wouldn't believe your Bible?
Okay, I need you to bring it on back.
Okay. Anyhow, back
okay,
here.
so hold on. Let's talk about this a minute. Okay, so you said something about, let's bring it back. You said when you go to a gun show.
Yes.
And then you said some people believe, and then you jumped on another page. Finish that.
Okay, so about my Bible? Or?
No.
Okay.
Before you got to the Bible,
okay,
after you said gun show, right in the middle.
You're at a gun show. When you walk into a gun show, and a lot of people don't understand this because they believe what they've read on Facebook. They believe what these lawmakers are telling them. When you walk into the building of a gun show, and you buy a gun from a booth, you have to go through a background check. If it's a vendor in the gun show, you have to go through a background check, just like you would at any gun store. Now, the loophole that they're wanting to do away with or circumvent is if somebody's walking around the gun show like they're not, they're selling guns, or they don't have a booth or something like that set up, and somebody just happened to be walking around with their gun like on their shoulder, like a hunting rifle or something like that, and somebody walks by and says, "Hey man, I like your gun. What would you sell it for?" You don't have to do a background check between those two people, between you and that person that you're buying the rifle or the handgun or whatever the case may be. Typically that there is a bill of sale with it, but they would lead you to believe that every gun show you go to, there are no background checks.
Yeah, and that's not
a
true.
Straight up lie. Go to any gun show. I challenge you to go to any gun show, any sponsored gun show. When you walk in, not only is there law enforcement everywhere, they check your guns at the gate. They put safeties in them. You have to lock your bolt to the rear, all this and that. But if you're in there, you buy a gun from a dealer in there, you have to do a background. It's the same paperwork. If you come to me to buy a gun at 4473, it's the same form that you would do with me or any gun shop in the United States that you would do in a gun show. So do not believe the jackasses, okay?
Okay, so that takes me to this. Still, I've said it before. You've said it. We've all heard it. Good people appear to be getting buried under more laws.
Yeah.
I'm yet to see something that targets the criminal.
Yeah, there is nothing. Look at Detroit. They've arguably the most stringent gun laws on the book to date. Look at their murder rate. That city should be used as the poster for anti-gun laws.
Right there.
That Detroit should be used as the poster child for anti-gun laws. Because the more laws you put in place, you're only affecting law-abiding people that aren't out murdering people.
Yeah,
they're not out murking everybody.
And I'm not okay. I'm going to say this, and this always makes you cringe. Okay, so get ready. I'm not against background checks.
No, I'm not against a background check.
No, but this is why it makes you cringe, because although I have no problem with a background check, the problem is you can't. There's no stop point. Once you open the gate, it seems, and this is what I'm learning through as we go, as laws are passed or this happens. But we can all stand up and say, hey, nobody wants a crazy to have a gun.
Right.
Everybody can agree with that. But once you start agreeing, you've got all these wild things that come into play. Like they want more and more and more and more. And it's just absolutely like I'm afraid to say, hey, let's do this, let's do that, because I'd vote for this because I don't think that's where it'd be a hard stop there. I think they would just keep milking more and more.
Well, and that's
and I don't think that I don't think law-abiding people. I'm not going to harp on this. I'm waiting to see something that's harsher on the criminals and not on the law-abiding people. That's all. I mean, every gun owner is not a criminal.
Right. And I agree with you. And I don't have an issue with background checks.
Ron says he can't hear us. Okay, you may be glad you can't hear us because I'm harping on something.
Is there no sound? Can anyone else hear us?
Can anybody hear us?
You gotta be kidding me.
Dun, 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 dun. Let's just check.
We are. I mean, this is a live deal, so there's always.
It's good because I was complaining.
There's always some kind of. Okay, so I've typed it. You typed it. Fortis typed it.
I didn't know you were typing it. I
okay.
hear you.
Connie can hear us.
Hi, Connie.
All right. So Ron, maybe you need to click the video or something.
Yeah, on the bottom right, you'll have a.
Oh, well, you know what? You know how you can tell that they can hear us is because it's dictated in there.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to my arguing. Okay, I just think it's BS that we keep creating laws and making us jump through hoops. And I'm going to stop there because I can feel my neck getting red. Okay, that's all I had to say about it. But yes, it's not what you think. If you've never been to a gun show, it's not a free-for-all. It's not like that. It's just not.
Right. All right, so the next one we're going to talk about is...
Oh, wait, I did want to say this. Hold on.
Just kidding.
Yeah, I was totally kidding. So, Mary Miller is a congresswoman out of Illinois, Republican. Not that we try to identify either way here, but she is actually opposing this gun law. So hopefully somebody else will jump on the bandwagon with her because it's a little too broad. I think this is what she's running with here. So you guys may want to look into that. That is H.R. 8.
Right, and make sure when you look, if like I said, I'll post the links to these bills. But if you go to Congress, www.congress.gov, and if you enter the bill, make sure you're on the 117th Congress, or I think it's the 87th. Well, here I'll show you what the screen looks like here.
Yeah, and this is a good way to be able to, like, if you hear us talking about something, this is a good source right here.
Okay, so this is where you find all the bills at. It's congress.gov. Basically, you just go up here, you type HR, like HR 1446, blah, 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 blah. You can see where it's at in the House. So this right now it's been introduced. Right now they've got a one roll call vote on it. You just kind of come up here and you can scroll down, and right here you can click. Here is the summary of the bill. Kind of gives you like just a quick breakdown of what they are. Then you can come back here, and if you want to see the actual text, like you want to read the bill, this is what I suggest. Don't read the bills for dummies. Read the text of the bill.
Just to make sure you get all of the intent of the content, because sometimes if they cut it short, you know what I mean, they may pull pieces out and you can't see where it's making a full connection to the next sentence or something.
Correct. So this is the 117th Congress, the first session, which met days ago or started up days ago. Anyhow, okay, so the next one we're going to talk about, okay, anything else on 8?
No, I swear I'm done.
Okay. Are you sure?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, are you positive?
No.
Should we wait a minute then?
Maybe.
Okay. The show must go on. H.R. 1446, again, this is on the federal level. Now, again, this bill this bill deals with background checks.
How many bills are in process right now that are all running around background checks? I mean,
there's a lot.
And I don't mean to sound like a freaking... they're drowning us in this. They just keep running at it until they get something, is what it feels like.
Let me look at this real quick.
You're ignoring me. I must be getting bitchy.
Ooh, you cussed.
I did.
Okay, so 1446, again, dealing with background checks. Now, what the gist of this bill is, now I didn't go through like we did on 127 and highlight everything for you. Again, I think this is like 6 or 7 pages long, something like that, not very long. So what 1446 deals with currently, now let me explain this to you. Currently, if you come to us to buy a firearm, or if you go to any gun show or gun shop, gun store, whatever the case may be, to buy a firearm, you you do not have a Texas handgun license, you do not have your LTC. Okay, you go in the store to buy a gun, they will run a 4473 on you. Well, you're going to do a 4473 regardless, but they will run what's called a NICS check. That's your federal background check. Okay, so you fill the ATF form 4473 out and put all your information. Then the dealer either calls or on, like what we do it online. So you put the information, the gun that's bought, who it is, their information, blah blah blah. The way the law stands right now, if the dealer does not, the FFL dealer, if they do not get an answer back within instantly or within, they've got we have up to 3 days for a reply to come back regarding the background.
From who?
From the FBI.
Okay, just
the
so
NICS
we can...
check. Right, NICS check is through the FBI. So what it'll do, like if you came to me to buy a gun, I did the 4473. I called and did your NICS background check. If they didn't instantly come back with an approval or disapproval, I hold on to the gun or the gun frame for 3 days. After 3 days, if I still do not have an approval, by default, you get your gun. That's the law. No two ways around it. If the initial day we run the check, an answer don't come back, I hold on to it for 3 days and give them time to do what they're going to do. But if I don't get an answer back within 3 days, and this is pretty rare, but if I don't get an answer back in 3 days, I hold the gun. Day 3, you come back, I give you your gun. I can't hold your gun any longer. That's what the law is. What 1446 is aiming to do is extend that 3 days to 10 days, 10 business days. Okay, so let me go.
Is that extension explained because they're shorthanded and they can't get back, or because they need more time to find something wrong with you?
Well, okay, so and this is my opinion. It's only my opinion. They're basic. Well, let me hold my opinion for just a second. Let me explain the rest of this. So, okay, so they're wanting to kick it from 3 days to 10 days, 10 business days. Okay,
oh.
So now if you try to buy a gun on a Friday evening after 5, boom, your Saturday and Sunday ain't even counting. Okay, Mondays, when your 10 business days start counting. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. That's your 5 days. The next weekend, Saturday, Sunday, don't count. The next Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
So it's 14 days.
At day 10. Now stay with me here. Day 10, if I still do not have an answer back after those 10 business days have elapsed, you have 10 days to re-petition the FBI on why they did not come back with a check. I still hold your gun. Now they have 10 more business days to get back to you or figure out why they didn't reply back to your check. So, if for whatever reason you didn't get an initial reply, a yay or nay, within the first 10 business days of buying your gun, the weekends don't count. Day 10, so Friday, now you've got to go Saturday and Sunday. So the next Monday, you have to send your petition in to whoever they're gonna lay it with, Attorney General or the FBI or whatever the case, whoever it ends up being. You've got to send your petition in asking what's going on.
Have they moved this from the FBI to the Attorney General? Because remember,
No, because they're trying to.
because the other bills we had read, they were putting the responsibility on the Attorney General.
Right, they're trying to load it all on the AG, but the AG is who's kind of will end up making like the decisions on what the laws.
And the AGs are much more influential as far as, or they can be more influenced than the FBI.
Yes, I would say so.
According to who is in the seat.
Yeah, it depends on who's running it. So now your 3-day window, if you did not get an initial approval, has moved to a potentially 20 business days plus. So that's 20, 21 to 2, 23 to 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, almost 30 days. Your approval's moved up to almost 30 days.
Okay, so that puts the burden. Originally, you have 3 days.
Correct.
As it currently, you have
3 days. So
basically,
they got 3 days to get their shit together and give you a yes or
no.
no.
Oh, you said cuss word.
I did.
So they have 3 days currently. The burden is on them.
Yes.
If they don't do it within 3 days, bets are off. You get your part.
Get your right now.
Gun.
That is what the law is. You get your gun.
So they're changing that, and they're actually the
well,
way.
Well, it's petitioned. It's not changed. It's so keep in mind this is all stuff that's petitioned. They're voting on it right now.
So what they want to do is if this does pass, it will move the burden from the FBI onto the gun purchaser.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Okay, so and that is, I mean, that doesn't seem real fair.
No, and now. I guess the bad part about this is a lot of people will look at this and they will be, oh, it's no big deal. It's just a background check. It's no big deal. It's just extending the background check out. It's you know what? There used to not be background checks. Then we went to a 3-day. Now they're wanting a 10-day plus an additional 10-day, which adds up to almost 30 days.
I think that goes back
by the
to
time
what
the weekends are done.
We were just talking about giving inch.
Yeah,
take a mile.
You were, and if you look at it that way, our gun rights will erode continuously. Now let me get back to on this bill. The background checks on what we were initially talking about, the H.R. 8, yeah, H.R. 8, dealing with those background checks. Now there's no. I think it was on 8 that it didn't deal with family members and stuff.
It didn't deal with family?
Yeah, like you could transfer it to your family member.
I'm not sure if that's associated to 8, but there is a bill out there. They're trying to control. It may have been
1446.
They're trying to control the background checks, but then they threw in, hey, don't worry, you can still, give your son grandpappy's gun without having to do this. I mean, I think they're doing that just for
it's for appeasement reasons.
An appeasement, yeah.
So they've got this bill that slowly erodes at your Second Amendment right, because looking at the surface, oh man, that's not a bad deal. It's just a gun check. It's no big deal. But 3 days is going to end up turning into 30 days, and then what about next section or next year? It's going to end up being maybe 180 days. They see that they can pull you in. You'll accept it little by little, and that's the way they get you. But
well, okay, I can see that, but trying not to be a conspiracy theorist. But I mean, this is pretty obvious that. But what I don't like about this is it takes the burden from the FBI and puts it on the gun purchaser.
Yeah, it's like
that's what I don't like.
It's like, hey, we're going to keep digging and digging and digging, and we're going to try to find something on you.
Maybe, or
if we ain't done our due diligence and actually charged you with something in the past, or you've been convicted with something in the past, we're going to dig and dig and dig until we can find a reason that you can't have a gun.
It may be that, or it could also be that it's a deterrent.
Yeah, well, if you'll go back and look at our previous one of our previous shows, HR 126. Right? Wasn't it 126? By
127.
127 by Shijak. Ooh.
You just wanted to say Shijak?
Yeah, I wanted to say Shijak again. Ooh.
Don't get started. We don't have time for that.
Okay.
Hey, Randy Rumfield said, so make sure you get your license to carry.
Yeah, make sure you get your license to carry, because if you do have a license to carry, unless something changes, unless they add additional verbiage to this, you don't have to do background checks.
Yeah, you've already kind of been free and clear, right?
Yeah. So, you know what I was going to say a while ago just hit me right in the forehead, and then it left. Here it is again. Hold on. I better write it down. Okay. Talk. Sing to him
A,
or
B,
something.
C, D, E, F, G. No, but okay. So, and I have to apologize. I may be a little about some of this, because the more we read and the more I educate myself, the more it kind of scares me. But I do believe that we should have a balance of burden here. I think if we're going to have all these laws that are put upon us, that there should be a balance of burden. I don't think it should all be on the lawful gun owner. But anyway, that's all I have to say. And with that, I bow out. Tell us more.
Okay. The last bill we're going to talk about. I don't know how long we've been going at this.
A little long. We're a little like windy today.
46 minutes. Okay. This one deserves quite a discussion. But I hope not to talk about it very long. But
Well, you
Texas,
could always cover it, and we'll come back and hit it again.
stateside, Texas, House Bill 1238, introduced, constitutional carry. They're voting on it. Do I think it'll pass? I do not. Now,
how many states have constitutional carry?
There's quite a few. I'd be lying to you if I told you up
Maybe
front.
we should talk about that next time.
But constitutional carry, let me tell you where I stand with this. I agree with constitutional carry or permitless carry, whatever you want to call it. However, I do not agree with you having to pay the state for a right. Okay? Now, this may get kind of convoluted a little bit. I do agree and do believe that to carry your weapon, you should go through a training course, similar to the one that we do or thousands of other license to carry instructors do. Now, don't hit me just yet. Let me tell you why. If you do not have your handgun license, actually, if you do have your handgun license, you know why I'm saying this. If you do not have a handgun license, then you don't know, okay? The state of Texas has a whole lot of gun laws that can make you a felon just like that, okay? And I can tell you how easy it can be if you have the right law enforcement officer that would want to push this. And you would learn about this, in the LTC course. If you don't have a handgun license and you're being pulled over for speeding, running a stop sign, and you pull up into a post office parking lot, federal property, initial third-degree felony charge. If you have the right law enforcement officer that wants to push it, they end up looking in your car, boom, you've got a gun in your seat, or you tell them, hey, I've got a gun, and you've pissed them off, or they're just not having a good day today. They look around and they're like, well, gee, you're in a post office parking lot.
Dum.
That's a third-degree felony. Will most cops do that? No, that I believe. However, I do feel there are some out there that you catch them on the wrong day, you're going to have a bad day.
Or if you started out the interaction in
a bad way,
in a less than kind way.
Yeah. And not only that law, but there's multiple laws on the books in Texas that'll make you an overnight felon. Your initial charge is a third-degree felony.
Oh, so well, I mean that's a great statement to say. The license to carry course is not. A lot of people will say. I've heard people make comments. I don't need a license to carry because I know how to carry a weapon.
Correct.
That's not the point. The point of the class is to teach you how to not get arrested with your weapon. Like, it's the laws you have to learn. It's not how to carry it. It's how you can carry it.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll show you the screen just real quick, and you can see, you can look this up because I don't really have time to go through the whole bill that on this. Um, okay, so referred to Homeland Security, March the 4th. The author is Biederman and White, and this bill has, I mean, obviously it's got quite a bit of co-sponsors to it. But if you look, you can see what the actions are right here. So it was filed January 21st. The first time it was read was March the 4th, and referred to Homeland Security and Public Safety also on March the 4th. So this kind of gives you a brief deal what it is relating to provisions governing the carrying of a firearm by a person who is not otherwise prohibited by state or federal law from possessing the firearm, and to other provisions related to the carrying, possessing, transporting, and storing of a firearm. So if you go through this, basically go up there, you can click text, click PDF, or however you want to read it. Come down here. There's quite a few pages on it, so it will run it may run potentially slow,
Long.
but I mean you can come through and you can read this. Maybe next show we'll go through this word by word or line by line and tell you what was taken out, or what they're proposing to be taken out and anything like that. Basically, they're proposing doing away with the license. Now, back to the way I feel about this. I feel you should go through a course that teaches you what your laws are. Okay. So how do you prove that? You have some kind of card. Well, right now, how do you have a card? You apply through the state for a handgun license. My opinion, I think what it should be, they should take the fee for the state license out. It should be taken out. I think you should be required to go through a course to learn what the laws are. That way, you're not starting off behind the 8 ball, just picking up your gun and carrying it around town. You know what your laws are. I also feel that you should show some proficiency, that you can even load a gun and you can even point and shoot a gun. You'd be amazed right now at how many people are coming out getting their handgun license that do not know the concept of lining their sights up. We have a lot of people coming through right now. A lot of them do not know that here's your rear sight, here's your front sight. You line them up. It's amazing. It's amazing. And they still qualify. They're still able to shoot the course and qualify on the course. It is scary, but, I feel that you should show some type of proficiency. That's just my opinion. Now, with that being said, maybe next show we'll go through this and talk about it a little bit more, but I did want to talk about, just letting you know, those are 3 main bills that were introduced that they're looking at all of them right now. I don't think the constitutional carry will pass. I think there's too many people against it. But the other 2, I do feel that some form of either one of them will pass. That's just my opinion because we are outnumbered. When I say we, I say pro Second Amenders. Is that right?
I think so. Can you say it one more time?
Pro Second Amenders.
Sounds right.
Amendmenters. Pro Second-tiers. How about that? I think I just made that up.
That's pretty good.
So we are outnumbered right now in the House, the Senate.
And you
everywhere.
should know that just because, I really hate for somebody to tune into this and think, oh my gosh, these 2 are just gun heads.
We're not.
No, we're not.
We're not.
But we happen to be talking about
I don't read magazines. She don't read gun magazines all day and all night like a lot of people do.
We don't have one in our house.
No, I don't think I've even got a gun. I don't have a gun magazine in our classroom or anything like that. I don't read gun magazines. I'm not a gun head, but I can teach the hell out of you how to run one. I know how to run one very well, and I can teach you that.
But I just feel like, I just think that a lot of these things should be up for discussion. I think people should talk about it because the biggest danger is not talking about it and just believing what you hear.
Right.
I mean, I think that's dangerous. I think it's the worst thing that can happen. Is just going with what you hear.
Going with what you hear and just let them take a little bit at a time.
Well,
A little bit at a time.
I do think that conversation and communication is the way to get to the right answer, and it's not about strong arming either side. I just think that everybody's got their rights. I prefer for everybody to be safe about it. Just because you don't like it, it's okay.
Yeah, I agree. Okay. With that being said, the thing I forgot to talk about earlier.
You just said we weren't going to go an hour.
We're not quite an hour yet. I will be done in under an hour. Okay, so the thing we're talking about, we talked about the courses that something else that we're going to offer is CPR training. We've potentially got.
We're just going to do CPR training.
Yes. Well, we
don't.
Okay. Anyhow,
don't
within the next month,
don't jinx us.
We will be able to certify people under the American Heart Association for CPR. You'll be a card-carrying member. So look for that to come out. We'll make a post on it and anything like that.
And if you have a business that requires safety courses like that.
Yes, if your business requires CPR training, semi-annual CPR training, first aid, fire extinguisher, all that, we will be up and running with that within
30 days.
Within 30 days.
Maybe.
So we'll be able to take care of your company. Just get with us if you have any questions about that. Hopefully we've got a pretty good account fixing to hit with that, and we're pretty freaking excited about this. So anyhow, always remember we're a live show, so you can interact with us. If you need to get a hold of us, you can.
If you dare.
You can always call us, whatever the case may be. Facebook, email sales@fortisdefense.com. Call us 903-331-2542.
Smoke signals.
Oh, crap.
Beepers.
Where are we at on time? I'm losing my time. Where are we at?
You're not going to make it.
Yes. One more thing I want to talk about. It's like 2 minutes long. There's something I want to start doing on the show. Uncommon. I want to be able to highlight uncommon people, whether it's a nurse, doctor, EMT, military, law enforcement, first responders, teacher, anybody that has stepped out of their uncommon or stepped out of their common role as a person and has risen a bar or stepped, I'm trying to make it under an hour.
Don't look at the time.
Someone that has gone above and beyond, who you would consider uncommon. I want to start highlighting those people, tell their story, maybe even have them on or have them call in and tell the story about what happened. Like if they've saved somebody's life, they performed CPR on someone, they did something amazing. I want to highlight that person.
And it's, okay, I got to say this. So you say if they did something amazing. And you know what I hear? If they just did something good. But this is why I say that, okay? Because we are so far from each other. We are so far from helping each other. I mean, the whole world is so just self-centered.
Minute, 10 seconds. Let me elaborate.
What was that?
I want to highlight somebody, for an example, if there's a law enforcement officer that was in some kind of crazy-ass shootout.
How about a law enforcement officer that was at the movies and in plain clothes and had to do his job and he wasn't? I mean...
Yeah, so I mean, man, y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Don't even front.
Share it if you got it. That's what we're saying.
Let me know somebody. I'll reach out to them. If you know something they've done they're uncommon. They're uncommon. Another example, military. Typical military is common. But if you have someone that stepped out of line and has performed something uncommon, whether it be, just for an example, an operator that was in a hell of a damn firefight, people were saved, lives were saved, rescued, stuff like that. Medical emergency, EMT in an ER room, someone come in, gunshot wounds or something like that.
And it doesn't have to do...
They were uncommon. They stepped out above.
Doesn't have to do with weapons.
No, it don't. Okay. All right. So we are Just over an hour. All right, guys. Thank y'all for tuning in. Remember, we're always looking for sponsors. Get with us. We got sponsor packages. Other than that, we will see y'all next Thursday at
High noon.
high noon. Thank you, guys.